everyone, so I want to do something a little bit different today, and it is still going to be Christmassy, but I wanted to talk a little bit about having that kind of Christmas burnout, or like, I want to call it like, yeah, like burnout or Christmas, like, I don't know, fade out or something like that. But basically, I can't be the only one who finds this time of year particularly draining and stressful. I think this year I felt it more so than other years because I've got a lot of other things going on in terms of like work and some other changes and things like that that are going on. But I basically want to chat to you about ways to survive December without going nuts, because it's that time of year where, while it's really magical, it's so busy. I find it's very busy work wise for a lot of us, because a lot of us have time off over Christmas, so there's trying to get things done before you have your time off. A lot of us as well, it's busy socially. Like, I definitely find that you have that whole thing, don't you, of like, oh, we must meet up before Christmas, and then you realise that like you've got 3 weekends and everything's just jam-packed full of like seeing people and doing things and going places. It is a lot, and I definitely think that that is a contributing factor as to why I've got a cold, because I think when you're run down you're more susceptible to these things, and I've definitely been run down recently. And I think it's also a time of year where we kind of neglect ourselves a little bit, because you're just so busy and you have so many like nights out and work things going on and parties and just all of that kind of thing, which is fun and is great. But you know, like, if you spend 3 weekends going out and doing stuff every single day all day long, it is going to take its toll on you eventually. Not to mention getting things ready for Christmas. And I'm going to be straight with you, like, you know, I don't have children and I don't have to make Christmas dinner for like 15 people or whatever, but I still have a lot of kind of Christmassy prep things to do. Shopping can still be one of them, and I know that sounds like, oh, first world problems, but it is actually quite a stressful thing because the shops are so busy this time of year. Yes, you can do it online, but you have to bear in mind that delivery times can be very long when you're doing things online at the moment, and it's just one of those weird situations where, like, I like going around the shops, but this time of year sometimes I don't want to because it's busy and everything's just a bit stressful and it's all like hustle and bustle, and sometimes I like that, but if kind of you're not feeling in the right kind of, you don't have the right energy level, shall we say, then it can be very tricky to just to be able to find the time. And I'm somebody who really doesn't do downtime very well, in that I very rarely can just like sit unless I'm watching something. But even then, I can't just watch something mindlessly. Like, you know how people can just like mindlessly watch Friends and just lie there? I can't do that. I have to be doing something else at the same time. The only time I can truly focus on something if I'm watching it is if it's like a really complicated deep thing, but then it doesn't have the same effect as like mindless viewing, if that makes sense. And I just feel like this time of year it's very sort of, everything's on you, and it's even stupid things, okay, like getting Christmas presents wrapped. I like wrapping Christmas presents. I find it quite therapeutic, I find it quite relaxing, I quite like it. But because I'm such a perfectionist about how I like it done and how I like them to look, it takes me bloody ages. Like, it really takes me a long time, and I have a lot of Christmas presents to wrap. I have a large family, we do Christmas big, we do buy a lot of presents, and I just feel like I can never stop wrapping. I mean, I've done the bulk of it now, but I've still got quite a few things to do, and I've got birthdays in December as well. I've got 2 birthdays that I need to sort out their presents for, because I always think, like, you feel sorry, don't you, for people whose birthdays in December and they kind of get overlooked. It's my grandma's 90th birthday, so I need to sort out something for that, and just loads and loads of that kind of thing in general, actually. That is, it's just like extra stupid little things to fit into your time. And I also find that because I've got loads more extra things to do, I'm going to bed later than I would like to, because I'm trying to fit more into my day, and you know, with work and things like that, and I've been working extra hours and all of that kind of thing that just does affects everything else really, and I feel really burnt out, and I feel like I can't wait till we go away around Christmas time so that I can have a little bit of downtime, a little bit of a break from sort of rushing around and doing things. And I've got a list on my phone of all the stuff that I need to do, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, but I'm going to go into town this week and do the last couple of bits I need to do, and then that's it until Christmas. I'm not going back into town to shops to do any of that thing. Like, I'm done. I'm not doing any more because it just gets a bit much. But what I've been finding really helpful to try and kind of switch off and try and still sort of have a little bit of me time, because I really am a believer that having me time does affect your, I want to say mental health, but that sounds like, you know, like really dramatic, and I don't mean it like that, but it does affect your well-being and your just your kind of sense of calm, which is something that I do find, like, I can get quite sort of anxious and a bit stressed and things. And again, I think that's why I'm ill, because I have already had a cold this year, and usually I only have the one, but I definitely think, sorry, I was drinking really then, wasn't I, because I want to get it down the back of my throat really well because it was feeling sore. Yeah, I do get kind of quite like anxious when I've got a lot going on, and I know everyone's like, oh, anxiety, trendy, but you know what I mean. And I find that reading rather than watching TV is really helpful. So I had been so busy recently that one of the first things I stopped doing was reading before I went to bed, because I was going to bed late, and by the time I got into bed I just wanted to go to sleep. I didn't want to have to do anything else. So I'd stopped, and I got a book that I want to read, and I'm going to read it, and I've already started, and it's actually quite good. I can't think what the book is called. It's like the, I don't want me to tell you. I Instagrammed what it was, just out of curiosity, in case you want to know. Let me tell you what book it was. Saving Sophie by Sam Carrington. Yeah, so I've started reading before bed again as well, and I've definitely also started to have a bath. But when I say have a bath, usually what I do is I'll have to watch something while I'm in there. I can't just lie there. And what I've started to do in the last couple of weeks is, when I am going to do this, which is only like once a week really, because that's the only time I have time for it, is put the light off, light a few candles, get in the bath and just lie there quietly. Maybe like listen to music or something, but quietly, and try and kind of be, I'm not into that whole kind of like mindfulness and all of that kind of thing, because I feel like it's a bit poncy, but it works. Like, you need that kind of switch off time to be able to reboot, to be able to still carry on doing things. And that's basically what I want to get across in this video, is you do need to take out some me time. Whether your me time is just walking, like, you know, if you have a dog, walking the dog, or having a bath. Like, to me it's having a bath. That cures everything for me. It makes me feel so much better, and I think I might do that tonight if I have time, because I'm feeling really crappy today. But doing that, and then getting on board with your list, your to-do list on your phone. I have a list, okay, that I have here. So I have my checklist on my phone. It's that app there. That's my checklist, and then I also, in my notes, write more detailed notes of things. So things that I need to film, things that I need to do, all of that kind of thing. And I try and keep on top of it that way, because that makes me feel calmer and a bit more in control. And I do try and make sure that I get at least maybe like a Sunday during the lead up to Christmas where I'm just at home in, like, you know, loungewear and chilling. I haven't had one for a while, but I do really think that helps your mental state, and I do try and do that. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but I find that that is it is helpful. So yeah, this is basically like the how to survive the Christmas period without being insanely stressed. Maybe that was the title that I should have put. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know every tip you have down below, and if you feel like this, it can't just be me, can it? And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.